Howdy, Gabriel here. So this video is going to be titled, Don't Take Shit Too Personally. And so a few years ago, then when I was first sort of getting involved in various online discussions and putting my writing out there and getting involved in various political discourse and whatnot, then it would always sort of throw me off when somebody was especially mean and critical. Partly I just didn't quite get it because I make a general effort to be kind and respectful, even though I'm highly opinionated and can certainly offer some criticism as well, but I generally try to come from that place of being, having basic consideration for the other person that you're interacting with. And so sometimes I would get, defensive and reactionary about it and pretty pissed off. But over the years of, in particular, having received a fair amount of fairly harsh criticism from various people at various times, then I've come to finally just kind of let it, flow off my back, as it were, and not take it too personally. So I'll recount a little story told by Leija Turunen, who has a popular YouTube channel. She'd received a very harsh, very critical message from somebody who she didn't know, really ripping her up. And instead of responding back with the same kind of energy, then she responded back in a very kind, loving, considerate way, saying, I'm sorry that you're having such a bad day and that you have all these negative feelings towards me because I don't even know who you are and don't have the same feelings back, but I hope that, you find some guidance and somehow manage to change things around, etc. And she then got a response back from this woman, sort of having totally cracked her apart with her kindness, saying, I'm so sorry for being such a jerk. I don't know, why I was projecting all this stuff on you, but I really appreciate your response. It really made a difference in my outlook. And so in the course of responding back with loving kindness, instead of reacting defensively, then she managed to really make a difference in somebody's life and change up the energetic dynamic of that exchange there. So just something to keep in mind as you're going through your life in general or in online interactions or whatever, is to not take personal criticism too personally. Now, I don't mean to say that means you adopt an attitude of I don't give a crap what anybody thinks about me. It's still important to take into account the reflections of others reflecting back to you and their perspective, but it's just a matter of adopting an attitude of, so what, I'm imperfect, I make mistakes, I have faults, and I love myself for it, and I'm not here to, puff myself up and hold on to a frozen image of myself of who I think I am, but just allow the world to interact with me and teach me in the course of, my various experiences. Just being more aware of yourself and your responses to people and various reflections, and not reacting out of a place of fear, basically. That sort of fundamental underlying fear that we all have to some extent of, am I okay? Am I good enough? Is there something wrong with me? And instead, coming from a basic place of self-acceptance of, I'm okay, I love myself, God loves me, there's various people out there, hopefully lots of them who think kindly of me, and take advantage of these opportunities, when they arise, of someone, giving you a hard time, and kind of removing yourself from it to an extent, to the point of observing it and looking at it more deeply and just being like, okay, how can I respond here in a way that's actually going to make a difference, instead of just defending myself. It's now to the point where I almost welcome the criticism just for the opportunity to respond in a different way than expected and come back with something that will get them thinking in a different way. And it might be being, especially just friendly or positive, or I don't mean to say that you always have to be nice and pleasant and friendly. I'm still all for being opinionated. Sometimes I'll just be sarcastic, or just come back with some oddball thing that sort of throws them off and makes them realize, okay, this guy isn't just being defensive and puffing up his ego, but he's actually got a sense of humor and some smarts here, and made me think about things in a different way, and just take advantage of that opportunity to maybe make a difference in somebody's life. Maybe they're just having a bad day. Maybe they just have a generally negative outlook on life, and tackling the situation in a different way than expected can, for one thing, make you feel better to not get sucked into somebody else's negativity, but it also might make a difference in somebody else's life as well if you can come back with a more positive response. So just a few things to think about there. Thanks for watching.